Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bill. We're going to be in basic fantasy for this video. We're continuing the mercenaries, specialists, and retainers part of adventuring and encounters. This is going to be the mercenaries. You can get a copy of Basic Fantasy from basicfantasy.org for free as a PDF. Without further ado, let's read into mercenaries, see how they work in how you would utilize them as a player in Basic Fantasy. Mercenaries. Mercenaries are hired warriors. They are generally hired in units as small as platoons, 32 to 48 fighters, divided into 2 to 4 squads of soldiers. Each squad is led by a corporal, while the platoon is led by a lieutenant plus a sergeant. Platoons are joined together into companies, each generally consisting of 2 to 5 platoons and led by a captain with a sergeant as his assistant, called a first sergeant. As mercenaries are almost always veteran troops, the average mercenary is a first level fighter. 10% of corporals and 50% of sergeants are second level. A mercenary lieutenant will generally be second level, while a captain will be second to fourth level, and his first sergeant will be second or third level. Larger mercenary units will usually be beyond the reach of player characters until they have reached fairly high levels, and are left to the game master to detail. Mercenaries will virtually never go into a dungeon, lair, or ruin, at least until it has been fully cleared. Rather, they are used in outdoor military engagements. High-level player characters may hire mercenaries to defend or help defend their castle or other holdings. Mercenaries housed in a player's character's stronghold require 200 square feet each, but cost 25% less per month, as this is covered by their room and board. Elven mercenaries, however, require 500 square feet of space each in order to reduce their pay, as they demand better living conditions. See the Stronghold section for more details. Statistics are given below for most of the common sorts of mercenaries. The statistics are for first level characters and should be adjusted when higher level characters are indicated, as given above. In particular, multiply the given cost of each of the mercenary by his or her level. Listed costs are in gold pieces per month. A Lightfoot human costs 2 gold. His equipment is leather armor, shield, and longsword. A Lightfoot elf costs 8 and same equipment. The Lightfoot orc costs 1 and has leather armor and a spear. A Heavyfoot human costs 3, has chainmail, shield, and longsword. Same thing with the Heavyfoot dwarf, except he costs 6. And the Heavyfoot orc costs 2, same equipment. There's a morale for each of these two. I've just not been reading it. The average morale for these guys is 8, but the orc Lightfoot is a 7. The highest morale is the dwarf so far. The Heavyfoot dwarf, he is a 9. Now we're on to archers. Human archer costs 5. Leather armor, short bow, and short sword. Elf archer costs 15. Chainmail, short bow, and short sword. Orc archer costs 3. Leather armor, short bow, and short sword. A human crossbowman costs 5. Chainmail, crossbow, and short sword. A dwarf crossbowman costs 12. Has plate mail, crossbow, and short sword. A human longbowman costs 9, has chainmail, longbow, and short sword. Same thing with the elf, except the elf costs 20. The human light horseman costs 10, has leather armor, shield, lance, and longsword. An elf light horseman costs 22, has leather armor, lance, short bow, and longsword. Human medium horseman costs 15, wears chainmail, carries a shield, lance, and longsword. An elf medium horseman costs 33 gold. Chainmail, lance, short bow, and longsword. So same thing. Well, actually no shield. So they don't have a shield, but they have a short bow. The human heavy horseman, so the full plate knight, costs 20. Has plate mail, shield, lance, and longsword. And that is everything on the mercenary section. So with that, you could plan out how your stronghold, whether you have a large amount of money all at once from a dungeon, or when you acquired the stronghold, you acquired the funds as well. You could then figure out how many of these guys you wanted to hire and have them defend your place. And it gives all the costs for that and their morale if combat would break out. So I'm wondering if they cover mass combat. If they do, I need to read those rules as well. Well, until we all game again, guys.